They spent decades deciding who lived and who died. But when the end finally came, most of them died screaming, hiding in dirt, or abandoned by the very few people they terrified. From golden palaces to drainage pipes. This is how the world's most notorious dictators actually met their end. Adolf Hitler, the coward's exit. By April 1945, the Thousand-Year Reich was reduced to a few dump rooms beneath Berlin, trapped like a rat in the Führerbunker. Hitler's final act wasn't a great stand. It was a frantic wedding followed by a quick exit. On April 30, he and his new wife, Eva Braun, retreated to their quarters. Hitler didn't trust a single method. He bit the cyanide capsule while simultaneously pulling the trigger of his Walter PPK. His inner circle, terrified of Soviet capture, dragged the bodies to the garden, doused them in gasoline, and torched them. In 2026, forensic DNA and dental analysis have repeatedly debunked the escape to Argentina myths. He died in the dirt, exactly where he belonged. Benito Mussolini, the human chandelier. Mussolini tried to run, disguised in a German greatcoat and hiding in a convoy towards Switzerland. Il Douce was recognized by partisans near Lake Como. On April 28, 1945, he and his mistress were lined up against the wall and executed with a submachine gun. But the real horror was the aftermath. Their bodies were dumped in Milan's Piazzale Loreto, the same spot where Mussolini had previously displayed executed partisans. The crowd turned the bodies into a gruesome spectacle, kicking and spitting on the remains before hanging them upside down from a gas station rafters for the world to see. Joseph Stalin, killed by his own terror. Stalin's death is a masterclass in irony. After a night of heavy drinking in March 1953, he suffered a massive stroke. For over 12 hours, he lay on the floor in his own waste. Why? Because he had spent 30 years executing anyone who disturbed him. His guards were too terrified to open the door without an order. By the time they found him, the delay was fatal. Even worse, Stalin had recently purged the best doctors in Moscow and the doctor's plot, meaning the people left to save him were too incompetent or too scared to try. Nicolae Ceausescu, the Christmas execution. In 1989, Romania's Christmas present was the end of a tyrann. Captured while trying to flee by helicopter, Nicolae and Elena Ceausescu were given a drumhead trial that lasted less than an hour. The footage, which went viral long before social media existed, shows a defiant Elena and a confused Nicolae being led to a courtyard. They didn't even make it to the wall before the firing squad, overwhelmed by adrenaline and hatred, opened fire. Over 100 bullets were recovered from their bodies. Saddam Hussein, the leaked gallows. Fast forward to 2006. Saddam's end was supposed to be a clinical, legal affair. Instead, it became a circus. As he stood on the gallows in Baghdad, guards taunted him with sectarian chants. Saddam remained early and calm, reciting prayers until the trapdoor dropped. The world didn't see an official video. They saw a grainy, unauthorized cell phone leaked that captured the raw, ugly reality of the execution. It remains one of the most controversial deaths of the 21st century. Muammar Gaddafi, the drainage pipe. In 2011, after NATO strikes hit his convoy, the King of Kings was found cowering in a concrete draining pipe. The man who owned golden guns and private jets died begging for mercy. Captured on dozens of phones, the footage shows a bloody, disoriented Gaddafi being beaten by a mob before he was shot. It was kept in a commercial meat locker for days, so locals could take selfies with the corpse. Kim Jong-il, the scripted exit. Unlike the others, Kim Jong-il died a natural death in 2011, but the theater around it was pure fiction. State media claimed he died of a heart attack due to a great mental and physical strain. While on a train, they staged mass displays of grief, where citizens were filmed wailing in the streets, often out of fear that not crying would lead to a labor camp. While he escaped a violent end, his legacy remains preserved in a glass coffin in Pyongyang, a grim tourist attraction for a starving nation. Augusto Pinochet, the Great Escape. Perhaps the most frustrating end is Pinochet's. He didn't die in a bunker or on a rope. He died in 2006, aged 91, in a comfortable hospital bed, despite years of international warrants and indictments for disappearing thousands of people. His lawyer successfully argued he was too sick and senile to face justice. He died on International Human Rights Day, a final, bitter irony for his victims who never saw him spend a single day in a prison cell. Power is a shadow. For most of these men, when the shadow disappeared, there was nothing left but a very small, very frightened human being. Which of these endings do you think was the most fitting? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to this channel. Do it now. Do it. Subscribe!